Hey everyone, remember student loans, those pesky things that follow you around like a cloud of debt? Well, good news for some. President Biden has canceled another 150,000 student loans. That's right, folks, he's at it again. This time, he's targeting specific groups of borrowers who got a raw deal. We're talking about people who were scammed by their schools, folks with disabilities, and those who dedicated themselves to public service. Now, this isn't the first time Biden has taken a swing at student debt. In fact, he's been trying to give borrowers a break since day one. But as we all know, things haven't exactly gone according to plan. Remember that whole Supreme Court thing? Yeah, we'll get to that later. Despite the setbacks, Biden's determined to chip away at the student debt mountain. He knows how crippling these loans can be. He sees the struggle. This latest round of cancellations is proof that he's not giving up. It's a win for borrowers, plain and simple. So, who are these lucky 150,000 borrowers? Well, let's break it down. First up, we have the students who were defrauded by their schools. You know, those shady institutions that promise the world but deliver a subpar education and a mountain of debt. Over 80,000 borrowers caught in this trap are finally getting some relief. Next, we have over 60,000 borrowers with total and permanent disabilities. These are folks who face significant challenges, and the last thing they need is the crushing weight of easing the burden on borrowers and making education more accessible. Now, remember that whole Supreme Court thing we mentioned earlier? Yeah, about that. Biden's initial plan was much more ambitious. He wanted to cancel billions of dollars in student loans for millions of borrowers. It was a bold move, but unfortunately, it hit a major roadblock: the Supreme Court. In a major blow to Biden's agenda, the court struck down his broader forgiveness plan. They argued that he overstepped his authority and didn't have the power to enact such a sweeping policy. It was a tough pill to swallow for borrowers who were hoping for a clean slate. But Biden didn't give up. He knew he had to find another way to deliver on his promise to student loan borrowers. That's when he shifted his focus to existing loan forgiveness programs like the ones that benefited those 150,000 borrowers we talked about earlier. Now, you didn't think Biden's student loan forgiveness efforts would go unchallenged, did you? Enter Donald Trump and the conservatives, stage right, fuming and sputtering about government overreach and fiscal irresponsibility. They're clutching their pearls so tightly you could crack walnuts with them. It's unfair to hardworking Americans who didn't go to college, they cry. It's a handout to the elite, they wail. They seem to forget that many of those elite college graduates are drowning in debt and struggling to make ends meet. But let's be honest, folks. This isn't really about fiscal responsibility or fairness. This is about politics. It's about scoring points with their base and demonizing anything that even remotely resembles helping people. They'd rather see borrowers crushed under the weight of debt than give Biden a win. So there you have it, folks. Biden's latest student loan cancellation is a step in the right direction, but the fight is far from over. The debate over student debt forgiveness is likely to rage on, with both sides digging in their heels. But one thing's for sure: Biden's not backing down, and neither are the millions of borrowers who are desperate for relief.